For some people, tragedy creates a burden too overwhelming to bear. And while mourning may provide relief for many of us, for others, it does nothing to alleviate their pain and suffering. In Frank Fox's case, it only fuels his rage toward the people who committed this heinous act, and we run the risk of watching one tragedy quickly lead into another.
May I speak with you for a moment? Well, as I'm sure you're well aware, there's an ongoing investigation into Daniel Fox's murder. We haven't had much success getting information on the perps. If you're interested in getting the details, the officer on post at the Fox house should be able to fill you in. Who knows? Maybe you'll be able to help us out.
Sorry to bother you, but I need to talk to you about something. Daniel became a part of our little group, our clique. This tragedy is affecting all of us. In honor of Daniel, I'm putting together a little get-together around 7 tonight. To be honest, you seem to be taking it better than the rest of us. I'd really like you to be there. People just seem to listen to you. I think they find you to be a soothing presence. You can do one of two things. Talk everyone through their feelings of loss. Or pour some stiff drink so we can forget about it for a few hours. Personally, I think overt emotional displays are crass, but Susan thought it was a good idea. By the way, we all made a pact to wear the dresses that Daniel created for us for the fashion show. I assume you'll join us? We would all appreciate whatever you can do to help.
Good day to you, ma'am. Is there something I can do for you? Pardon me, ma'am? I'm sorry, but at the moment I'm unable to disclose any information to you regarding Mr. Frank Fox, and I certainly can't let you speak with him. I was told to stand here and see to it no one went inside. This is a crime scene, you know.
Hey, you. I've been running around like a chicken with his head cut off lately. Let's just say the whole murder in the neighborhood thing isn't exactly a boon for the real estate business. I've been so busy rustling up prospective clients that I haven't been able to spend time with Carl. Quality time, if you know what I mean. In the bedroom, in case I'm not being clear. Right now, I'm on my way to check out another house going on the market. I'll take care of Carl tonight. And it looks like you're already talking to someone. A handsome someone, if I may say so. Is this strapping young policeman here giving you a hard time?
No, ma'am. I'm just following orders.
And you're doing an excellent job at that. Tell you what, why don't I fill her in instead?
Wait.
You're looking for Frank, right? I don't know for sure, but I can tell you where I think he is.
Miss?
You actually just missed him.
That's confidential information, ma'am. I'd appreciate it if you refrained from divulging information regarding Mr. Fox as he relates to this case or his whereabouts to anyone other than an officer such as myself.
They put him in a squad car just a little while ago.
Hey!
I don't think he was under arrest. Officer Friendly here didn't even put handcuffs on him. He did let me play with him, though. If that was the case, then Officer Kyle could have just asked to borrow mine. They worked pretty well on him.
Wait a minute, how do you know Kyle?
He took me to the policeman's ball a while back.
There's never been any policeman's ball. What are you talking about?
All I know is it was a party with lots of handsome men in uniform, handcuffs, and some confiscated drugs from the police locker. Policeman's ball, wild party, all the same to me. You must be new on the force, huh?
I'm not that new.
Don't worry about Frank. I'm sure they just wanted him to look through mugshots or something.
He'll be there for a while before they take him to the safe house.
Well, there you go, from the lips of cute little Officer Friendly here. He's at the station if you want to see him. You've been so much help. Maybe I'll put in a good word with Officer Kyle.
Thanks, but don't tell him what I said about Mr. Fox.
Oh, don't worry. My lips are sealed. At least when it comes to talking.
Hello? Sure, we can talk for a minute or two. I've been doing a lot of talking today. First, an officer talked with me at my house. Then I was questioned in a small room at the precinct. And then after that, I was questioned again not too long ago once we got to this dump. I'm down at the police station right now. They're calling it questioning, but they've been grilling me for hours in this godforsaken, freezing cold room. They have me doing all sorts of crazy things here at the precinct. The last thing I want to do is answer more questions. They just finished questioning me. Now they're taking me somewhere else for my safety, which sounds like a load of bull, but whatever. We're headed to a safe house. I've been told that I'm not supposed to talk about it, but they can all go to hell for all I care. And if that bothers them, tough. On a day like this, I have the right to be a little pissed off. Right now, I just want to get out of this place. These cops are making me nervous. I respect cops and all, but it's starting to make me feel like I've done something wrong. My brother was the goddamn victim here. Protect and serve my ass. The loss, right. I'm holding up all right. Right now, I'm just taking it day to day. There really isn't anything I can do from here. What do you mean? If you think you can, then do it. I'd like to help, but it looks like I'll be stuck in some seedy motel somewhere watching the boob tube. Oh, right. So, you're gonna need to do some legwork if you plan on finding anything out. If you have any way of finding out what the cops actually know, that would be a start. Sounds like a plan. Get as much information as you can. We'll figure something out from there. People like talking to you, so it shouldn't be hard. And keep me updated. If I'm in the loop with this whole thing, I won't be going stir-crazy in here.
Good day to you, ma'am. Is there something I can do for you? Why, certainly. What did you want to talk about? Oh, okay. Well, I suppose that holds true for some of the other guys, but I'm not really like everybody else. The job comes first for me. However, if I should happen to have a stimulating conversation with an attractive passerby, I wouldn't be one to complain. So, what's your name? And you were good friends with Daniel? It must be difficult having something like that happen in your own neighborhood, huh? You seem like a nice enough person. I can tell you a little bit about the case. On the night in question, there were two suspicious persons milling about the neighborhood. There were also two sets of unidentified prints discovered at the Fox house. Coincidentally, there are two convicted felons living on Wisteria Lane right now that I suspect we'll be investigating pretty soon. Michael Solis and Carlos Delfino. Also, Daniel was slain at 11 p.m. on the night in question. So if you ask me, this is what I think happened. But I told you that in confidence. I plan on bringing that up with the chief once I collect more evidence. Yeah, just keep that between us. Okay. Well, I'll be right here. Bye. Hey there. What's going on? So you're a woman on a mission, huh? I like that. Well, I'm not in much of a talking mood right now. I figured you had something quick you wanted to bring up. Ah, so you know where I'm coming from. Good. I can't tell you how many times that jerk's told me he was going to do something and then completely flaked on me. Exactly. Like just the other day, Mr. Famous Fashion Designer asked me to stop by and look at a leaky faucet at his place. I had some things planned that day, but I decided to be a good neighbor and make time for him. Granted, it wasn't until later in the day that I came by, but still, I was doing him a favor. It's only common courtesy that he's around when I stop by. When I called ahead to check and see if he'd let me in, he's not home. Then Susan called me up and invited me over for an early supper. Since I figured Daniel would call at any minute and rescue me from Susan's chattering, I agreed to have dinner with Julie and Susan. Dinner became dessert, became coffee. No call from Daniel. By the time I was able to escape, it was pretty late. I figured Daniel would call to apologize the next day. We spoke in the morning, but I didn't get a hold of him for the rest of the day. But nothing since. Not on my cell phone, and nothing since I'm back in town. It's like he just dropped off the face of the earth, which is a bit of a relief, because he's such a pain in the butt. But I know he's gonna call. He always does. Probably just when I'm about to fall asleep tonight. Wait, what are you getting at? That's not the kind of thing you joke about. Wow, I don't even know what to say. I already told you everything I know. I was with Susan and Julie that night, sort of a dinner and kidnapping combined, since Susan didn't seem to want to let me leave. Anyway, I left around 11. As soon as I walked in the door, Susan called me and then proceeded to talk my ear off for an hour or so. You know how she can get. Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh, hey. If you're looking for my mom, she's in the kitchen.
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. How are you dealing with everything that's been going on? Don't you think that kind of job is best left to the police? Uh-huh. And I suppose you have a plan to get to the bottom of things. Mike, you don't really think they believe Mike did it, do you? Right. Actually, there were 3 of us here. Me, Mike, and Julie.
Hey, what's going on, Mom?
We were just talking about Daniel Fox.
Oh man, I still can't believe that happened right down the street. How's Mr. Fox holding up? I haven't seen him since before the incident.
Edie mentioned that the police took him in. Not as a suspect, but to protect him. But that's not the weird part, Julie. Mike is considered a suspect.
Mike? But he was here that night. I remember because you did everything in your power to stop the poor guy from going home.
Julie, you're being silly. It's just that it was late, and I was worried about him walking home alone at that hour.
Mom, he lives across the street. The poor man drank 4 nightcaps trying to be polite. Then as soon as you saw him walk into his house, you called him on the phone.
As it turns out, this is a dangerous neighborhood. I wanted to make sure that he got home safely.
Is that why you talked to him for almost an hour on the phone?
Oh, give me a break, Julie. Who's been on the phone every night this week gossiping about people at school?
Is it my fault that Danielle Vandekamp gives it up to any boy who asks? I'm just doing the right thing and spreading the word.
By now, I'm sure you're not the only one that knows that.
I'm sure lots of people know by now.
Well, let's move on now. We're getting a bit off the topic at hand. Back to Mike.
What else is new?
Look, we can't let the police think he had anything to do with Daniel's death. It's just ridiculous. I guess you're right. Well, problem solved then. All right, see you around.
Hey. You came by to talk to me?